Chapter 1. The Awakening. There comes a moment when who you are and who you want to be finally collide. A silent collision, not loud enough for the world to notice, but powerful enough to shake your soul awake. You feel it on random nights, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your heart feels heavier than your body. You feel it when you look in the mirror and realize the eyes looking back deserve more than what life has become. You feel it when you watch others rise, not with jealousy, but with the question, why not me? This moment is not chaos. It is clarity. All this time, you thought you lacked motivation, but the truth is, you lacked alignment. Your soul always knew the direction. Your fear simply kept turning you around. The Stoics believe that every person is born with a purpose, a unique flame only they can carry. That flame dims, yes, but it never disappears. It waits patiently for you to choose it. And the choice begins when you finally admit, I can't keep living a life that doesn't feel like mine. Awakening is not the appearance of a new dream. It is a refusal to continue betraying the one inside you. You start to notice what you once ignored. The conversations that drain you, the environments that limit you, the habits that sabotage you, the people who only clap when you stay small. You begin to see that comfort is a cage with gold-painted bars. It looks safe, but it kills what you could become. So, the soul pushes, not gently, but urgently. It screams through anxiety. It cries through dissatisfaction. It begs through the ache of unrealized potential. Awakening doesn't feel like enlightenment. It feels like being torn apart from the inside, because part of you must die for the rest of you to live. The Stoics never glamorized transformation. They knew the first step hurts the most. To awaken is to confront your regrets, your procrastination, your distractions, your excuses, your patterns, your fears. But beneath that confrontation lies liberation. You realize you are not tired of life. You are tired of hiding from it. You are not lost. You have simply outgrown the old map. You are not weak. You've just been giving your strength to the wrong things. There's a reason the universe places fire in your heart, because someone out there needs what only you can build, speak, heal, teach, create, become, and that is why this moment matters. This is the moment you stop waiting for permission, the moment you stop negotiating your worth, the moment you stop accepting crumbs from a feast that was always meant for you. The Stoics would tell you, start living now, before later becomes never. Awakening isn't the moment you say you want a new life. It is the moment you declare, I will no longer shrink to fit the version of me that fears the future. This is the day you stop surviving yourself. This is the day you start becoming yourself. Everything ahead will be uncomfortable. Everything ahead will demand effort. Everything ahead will challenge your old identity. And that is exactly why you will rise. Because you were not born to repeat the same day until your bones turn to dust. You were not born to dream only in your sleep. You were not born to hide behind doubt. You were born to awaken. A new journey doesn't begin with a step. It begins with a decision. You decide that who you were yesterday will not control who you are becoming tomorrow. This is the spark. This is the beginning. This is your rising. Welcome to the future that once scared you. Welcome to the life that finally fits. Chapter 2. The shift from wanting to becoming. There is a painful truth that most people spend their entire lives avoiding. Wanting does nothing. Becoming does everything. You can want success for years. You can want confidence, peace, purpose, freedom, happiness, all of it. But wanting alone has never moved a single mountain. The world is full of people who want and empty of people who become. You see, wanting is passive. Wanting is comfortable. Wanting lets you fantasize without risking failure. But becoming demands transformation. Becoming demands sacrifice. Becoming demands that you confront the parts of you that keep you small. The Stoics knew this better than anyone. Epictetus said, "First tell yourself who you will be, then do what you must do." Most never make it past the first part. They cling to their dreams, but refuse to release their limitations. They want a strong mindset, but protect their weak habits. They want wealth, but cling to a broke mentality. They want respect, but act in ways they themselves would not admire. They want love, but treat themselves like they are unworthy of it. There is no manifestation without metamorphosis. You cannot step into the life you desire while holding on to the version of yourself that designed the one you're trying to escape. To shift from wanting to becoming, you must let go of the excuses that make you feel safe, the procrastination that steals your time, the environments that poison your progress, the people who only love you when you stay the same. Becoming is not a decision you make once. It is a decision you repeat every single day. You wake up, you choose growth again. You choose the future again. You choose the higher road again, even when the lower one is easier. That's when the universe begins to rearrange itself around your actions. Because the universe does not respond to wishes. It responds to work. The moment you move, energy moves with you. Doors that once seemed locked begin to open. Opportunities that once felt distant begin to approach. You stop chasing and start attracting, not because magic appears, but because you finally do. Will it hurt? Yes. You will lose friendships that were built on your weakness. You will outgrow conversations that no longer serve your mind. You will break patterns that once protected your insecurities. Becoming is a kind of death, but it is the only death that leads to rebirth. And beneath that discomfort, something extraordinary happens. You start to trust yourself, not because you suddenly feel confident, but because you finally have proof that you follow through. You begin to walk differently, speak differently, think differently, see yourself differently. The greatest shift is not in your surroundings, but in your identity. You stop saying, "I want success." You begin saying, "I am becoming the type of person who succeeds." That changes everything. That change rewires destiny. Because once your identity elevates, your life elevates with it. The Stoics believe that every person has two lives, the one they are given and the one they choose to create. You are standing in the space between the two. This is the moment you step forward. This is the moment wanting becomes becoming. This is the moment your future starts taking shape, not through chance, but through choice. And from this day forward, when doubt tries to return, Let your soul speak louder. I am no longer asking for the life I want. I am building the life I choose. That is the shift. That is your power. That is how you begin to rise. Chapter 3. The courage to begin imperfectly. There is a myth that silently destroys more dreams than failure ever will. The belief that you must be ready before you start. People wait for the perfect moment, the right motivation, the ideal plan, the guarantee that everything will unfold smoothly. But perfection is not a starting point. It is a destination built through messy beginnings. You are not supposed to feel confident before you begin. You earn confidence by showing up anyway. The Stoics understood this truth deeply. They did not wait for certainty. They created progress through action. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your mind will whisper every reason to delay. What if I fail? What will people think? What if I'm not good enough?" But ask yourself, what happens if you never try? Your dream doesn't disappear. It rots. It becomes regret. The fear you feel right now is not a sign to stop. It is a sign that you are standing at the edge of growth. Every version of you that played small is terrified that this time you might actually rise, because rising means losing the excuses that once protected you. Rising means admitting that you are capable of far more, and that truth can be uncomfortable. So yes, your first steps will be clumsy. Your voice may tremble. Your ideas won't be perfect. Your attempts might fail. But you will be further than those who are still waiting to feel ready. Greatness is not awarded to the ones who start flawlessly, but to the ones who refuse to stop. Think of every master who came before you, every artist, every leader, every innovator, every warrior. None of them were exceptional at the beginning. They simply dared to be imperfect long enough to grow. It is not talent that separates the successful from the forgotten. It is tolerance of discomfort. You must be willing to look foolish before you look brilliant. You must be willing to be slow before you become unstoppable. You must be willing to be a beginner before you become great. Action is the antidote to fear. Motion kills doubt. Progress silences insecurity. Once you start, something powerful happens. Your mind shifts from, "Can I do this?" to, "How far can I go?" You stop imagining worst-case scenarios and start collecting proof of your own resilience. You stop hoping and start becoming. You'll realize that nobody is watching as closely as you think. People are too busy battling their own fears to judge yours. And even if they do judge, let their hesitation fuel your determination. You are not building a life for their approval. You are building a life that you'll be proud to live. So begin. Begin defiantly. Begin scared. Begin without permission. Begin without clarity. Begin without perfection. But begin because what terrifies you today will one day be the reason you feel unstoppable. Every giant leap starts with shaky step. Every victory begins with a decision. Every legend starts with a moment when they almost quit and didn't. The world will never applaud what you meant to do, only what you have the courage to start. So, step into the arena, even if your armor doesn't fit yet, even if your voice cracks, even if your hands shake. The courage to begin imperfectly is the key that unlocks every future you desire. And once you begin, you are no longer dreaming. You are becoming. Chapter 4. The War Within. The greatest battles you will ever fight will not be against other people or the world or even your circumstances. The fiercest war is the one waged quietly in your own mind. A war between the voice that believes you could rise and the voice that fears you will fall. Every morning, you wake up to two forces. One that pulls you forward, hope, vision, desire, ambition, and one that pulls you backward, doubt, insecurity, the memory of who you once were. This is the battle that shapes your destiny. The Stoics understood that the real prison is not made of bars, but of thoughts we never challenge, beliefs we never question, fears we never confront. Your mind can be your greatest ally, or your most relentless enemy. And the frightening truth? Most people never learn how to command it. They spend their lives losing a war they never took the time to understand. But not you, not anymore, because this chapter of your life is about reclaiming control from the weaknesses that once controlled you. The version of you that lives in fear, that version must be challenged. The version that hesitates, that version must be confronted. The version that avoids effort, that version must be defeated. This is not a war fought with swords. It is fought with choices. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strike a blow against your old self. Every time you take action despite fear, you push your enemy back. Every time you speak truth against the lies in your head, you reclaim territory inside your mind. Progress may not always be visible, but the battlefield is shifting. The Stoics trained their minds the way warriors train their bodies. They knew that external chaos becomes powerless when internal order is achieved. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength." Read that again. Let it burn into you, because most suffering comes not from what happens, but from how we think about what happens. Pain is real, but suffering is optional. Fear is real, but surrender is voluntary. You get to choose whether a challenge becomes a reason to quit or a reason to grow. And with every choice, the inner war shifts. You begin noticing something extraordinary. The voice of doubt grows quieter. The voice of purpose grows louder. The voice of fear loses power. The voice of belief takes command, not by magic, but by proof. Proof that you keep showing up. Proof that you are becoming who you were meant to be. This fight is not about perfection. It is about persistence. Some days you will advance. Some days you will retreat. Some days you will feel unstoppable. Some days you will barely make out of bed. And all of that is okay. Warriors are not defined by their easy days, but by their refusal to give up on the hard ones. The world may celebrate your victories, but only you will ever know how many battles you had to win inside your own head just to take a single step forward. So tonight, when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel like you are not enough, when the voice of doubt wraps itself around your heart, remember, you were made for this fight. You are not fragile. You are forged. Your mind is not a cage. It is a weapon, and you are learning to wield it, because when you win the war within, your future opens, your strength awakens, your highest self takes command, and suddenly, there is no war left outside. Chapter 5. The Discipline of Destiny. There is a moment in every person's journey where desire is no longer enough. Dreams can spark the fire. Motivation can fan the flame. But only discipline can keep the fire burning through the storms. Anyone can start. Most people do. Almost no one continues. That is why the world is filled with beginners and nearly empty of finishers. Discipline is the difference. The Stoics never worshipped inspiration. They worshiped consistency. They knew that life does not reward the one who feels like working, but the one who works even when they don't feel like it. Discipline is a declaration. My purpose is greater than my mood. Your destiny doesn't care if you're tired. Your dream doesn't care if you're scared. Your future doesn't care how you feel today. It only cares whether you show up. Every time, especially when it's hard. Motivation will ask, do you want to do this? Discipline will answer, it doesn't matter. The road to your highest self runs through the territory of discomfort. There will be mornings when you want to stay in bed. There will be days when doubt feels heavier than hope. There will be moments when quitting feels like the logical choice. But destiny does not speak the language of weakness. Discipline is what keeps you aligned. When distractions try to confront your purpose, when instant pleasure tempts you away from long-term greatness, when the old you begs to return, you must become ruthless with your habits, because habits write your identity, and identity writes your future. You cannot become powerful while clinging to routines that were built by a weaker version of you. You cannot expect a different life while living the same day again and again. So, the Stoics committed to the principle of mastery. First, control yourself. Only then can you influence the world. Discipline is self-respect. It is proof that you believe in your future, more than you surrender to your impulses. Every small action is a vote for the person you are becoming, or the person you are escaping. And those votes accumulate silently. Then suddenly one day, your reflection looks different. Your energy feels different. Your life is different. You realize it wasn't some dramatic transformation, just thousands of small ones no one saw. Discipline is not about intensity. It is about continuity. The great are not always great. They are simply never absent. They don't wait for inspiration. They act and inspiration follows. They don't chase motivation. They build momentum. They don't pray for strength. They practice strength. So, if discipline feels difficult, good. It means you're moving beyond the limits you once accepted. It means your future self has begun pulling you forward. It means you are stepping into a life others only talk about. In this world, there are two types of suffering. The suffering of growth, the suffering of regret. Only one of them ends with pride. The path of greatness demands daily proof. Every morning, you are asked one question. Will you honor your destiny today? Not with words, not with promises, not with hope, but with action, because Discipline is how you show the universe that you are serious about everything you once begged for. When discipline becomes your foundation, success stops being luck and becomes a natural response to who you are. Your dream will not be achieved by a single heroic effort, but by countless ordinary days where you choose progress over comfort. This is a call. This is a challenge. This is the making of a warrior. You are not halfway anything. You are not almost great. You are not nearly strong. You are becoming unstoppable, one disciplined day at a time. Chapter 6. The Warrior of Inner Peace. Listen, warrior, you were not born to live a life constantly at war with your own mind. The world wants you frantic. The world wants you reactive. The world wants you pulled in every direction except your own. But you are learning the art of calm power. The ancient Stoics understood something profound. The greatest victories are won within. Not against enemies, not against circumstances, but against the storms of our own thoughts. When others crumble under pressure, you remain grounded, not because life is easy, but because you have trained your heart to be still, even when the earth shakes beneath your feet. There will be days when everything tests you, your patience, your resilience, your belief. People may provoke you. Situations may challenge you. Life may seem unfair. But a warrior of inner peace does not react. A warrior of inner peace responds. You pause. You breathe. You choose. Not from fear. Not from impulse. But from strength. Because the moment you control your emotions, you control your entire reality. You are no longer a prisoner of anger. You are no longer a hostage to anxiety. You are no longer dancing to the strings of chaos. You become the source of calm in a chaotic world. Your presence speaks without words. I know who I am, and nothing outside of me can shake that. This power, this peace, it is not weakness. It is mastery for the warrior who conquers the self, conquers every battle. So, today, remember this truth. You don't need to raise your voice to show your power. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. You don't need to fight every fight. Your stillness is your fortress. Your peace is your shield. Your grounded soul is your sword. Walk through life like a mountain, unmoved, unshaken, unbreakable, because the storms may come, but you, warrior, you are the storm. Chapter 7. Purpose in the fire. Warrior, there is a reason you feel like life has tested you more than others. It's not because you are weak. It's because you are being forged. Metal is shaped in fire. Diamonds are shaped under pressure. Legends are shaped in suffering. Every time the world tried to break you, it was actually building you. The Stoics believe this powerful truth. Obstacles do not block the path. They are the path. Everything that has hurt you, everything that has challenged you, everything that has confused you, it did not come to destroy your purpose. It came to reveal it. Your struggle is not a punishment. It is a preparation. You were chosen by the fire because you are meant to burn brighter than most. You have experienced heartbreak, so you could discover the strength to love again, but this time with wisdom. You have faced rejection, so you could learn that your worth is not a vote. It is a fact. You have walked alone, so you could understand that solitude is not loneliness. It is self-returning. Pain has been your greatest teacher. Adversity has been your silent mentor. Life has been sculpting you for a mission that requires a soul like yours. Do not question the fire. Do not resent the heat. Do not fear the flames, because inside the fire, the old you dies and the warrior rises. The world needs your resilience. Someone out there needs your story. Someone drowning in their darkness will one day breathe again because you survived yours. You are becoming the proof that a person can walk through hell and still come out light. So when life burns, stand tall, look the flames in the eyes, and roar, "Forge me," because when the fire is done with you, the world will know your purpose, and so will you. Chapter 8: The Edge of Limits. Warrior, every human being has a limit to how much pain they can hold, a limit to how much failure they can take, a limit to how far they believe they can go. And most people stop there. They reach that edge and they turn back. They settle. They shrink. They surrender their greatness. But not you. You were born with a hunger that makes good enough feel like starvation. You have felt the voice inside you, whispering that you are meant for more, not more comfort, not more approval, more purpose, more impact, more life. The Stoics taught that greatness is hidden behind discomfort, just one step past the limits we set for ourselves. The edge you are standing on right now is not a barrier. It is an invitation. You think you've given everything you've got? Look again. There's a stronger breath still inside your lungs. There's another strike left in your fists. There's a deeper roar buried in your soul. You survived every moment you once thought would break you. That means you are already beyond the limits you believe you had. The voice of doubt will tell you, you can't, you're tired, you've done enough. But the warrior within you whispers, try one more time, take one more step, fight one more round. This world rewards those who refuse to stop. No one remembers the almost, the nearly, the ones who quit at the edge. They remember the ones who leaped into the unknown and came back wearing victory like armor. Push beyond the line where fear says stop. Push until your old limits no longer recognize you, because the moment you step past your edge, you become limitless. Chapter 9: Rising Above the Noise. Warrior, there will come a time when the world grows loud around you. Everyone will have an opinion. Everyone will have advice. Everyone will believe they know your path better than you do. Some will laugh at your dreams because they are too small to understand them. Some will doubt your vision because they lack sight of their own. Some will try to pull you back because your growth threatens their comfort. But listen closely. You were not born to live quietly in someone else's expectations. You were born to create your own story. The Stoics taught mastery of one truth: what others think of you is none of your concern. Their doubts are not your problem. Their judgments are not your weight. Their fears are not your destiny. When birds fly, they don't stop midair to explain the sky. To those who refuse to leave the ground, you do not need permission to rise. Your silence will speak louder than any argument. Your results will convert more believers than any explanation ever could. Let them underestimate you. Let them think you are done. Let them assume you've lost. Because while they are talking, you are transforming. While they cling to comfort, you are building discipline. You are sharpening your mind. You are constructing a future they never saw coming. Soon, your success will be so clear that no voice can deny it. Success does not require applause. It requires obsession. It requires hunger. It requires a heart that refuses to stay unseen. So, rise above the noise. Detach from opinions. Walk your path with fire in your soul and calm in your heart. One day, the same people who once doubted you will tell others they always believed in you. Smile when that day comes, but don't look back, because by then you'll be too far above for their voices to reach you. Chapter 10. The Call of Destiny. Warrior, there comes a moment in every great soul's life when the path ahead becomes clear, not because the world shows them the way, but because their soul becomes louder than their fear. That moment is now. You have walked through pain. You have risen from setbacks. You have faced battles within your mind, your heart, your spirit, and every single time you stood up again. That was not luck. That was destiny revealing itself. The Stoics taught that fate does not whisper to the weak. Fate calls to those with the courage to answer. You are standing at the threshold of a version of yourself that once felt impossible. Look at how far you've come. The nights spent questioning everything. The days where getting out of bed felt like war. The moments where tears and hope shared the same breath. Every piece of that journey was shaping you for this exact chapter. You may not realize it yet, but you have already transformed. You think differently. You move differently. You are no longer driven by old fears or old limitations. That spark inside you, the one that refused to die, even in your darkest hours, that spark was purpose. There's a life calling your name that requires the strongest, bravest, most disciplined version of you. You must become that version now. No more waiting for the right moment. No more permission. No more shrinking. This is a chapter where you take the risk. You act boldly. You trust the fire inside you more than the doubts around you. Your destiny is not somewhere far away. It is forming beneath the very steps you take. Walk forward with confidence. Walk forward with conviction. Walk forward knowing that the universe meets the warrior who dares to move. This world is about to witness what a soul looks like when it refuses to quit. Your destiny is calling. Answer it. Chapter 11. The Unseen Work. Warrior, people admire the victory. They celebrate the success. They cheer for the achievements. But they never see the work. That made those moments possible. They don't see the mornings where you woke up tired, but still showed up. They don't see the nights where everyone slept and you kept grinding. They don't see the days when the results didn't match the effort, but you refused to stop. The world sees the outcome, but the gods see the discipline. The Stoics taught that greatness is built far from the spotlight in the quiet battles only you will ever know about. When you choose discipline over comfort, when you choose persistence over excuses, when you choose growth over familiarity, you are practicing a kind of bravery most will never experience. Let others chase quick wins. Let them drown in distractions. Let them live for appearance. You are building something real. Every repetition, every page read, every sacrifice you make is a vote for the person you are becoming. And the universe counts every vote. Success is not a moment. It is a habit, a lifestyle, a relentless devotion to the future you refuse to give up on. There will be days when no one notices your effort, but hear me, those are the days that matter most. Because if you can keep going, when no one claps, when no one praises you, when no one believes in you, then you are unstoppable. One day, the world will call you lucky. One day, they will say you were born for it. One day, they will act like they knew it all along. But you will know the truth. Your success was earned in silence. So, keep going, keep improving, keep becoming. Because right now, even when it feels like you are invisible, the warrior in you is rising. Chapter 12. The Warrior Unleashed. Warrior, take a breath. Look at the road behind you, the mountains you climbed, the storms you endured, the demons you defeated quietly. When no one was watching, you'll come farther than your old self ever believed possible. There was a time you only dreamed of becoming this strong. Now look at you, stronger, wiser, fearless, unbreakable. You no longer chase destiny. You create it. You no longer beg for opportunities. You build them. You no longer doubt your worth. You live it. The Stoics taught that the greatest victory is mastery of the self, and you have achieved that victory not through perfection, but through perseverance. Your heart is no longer fragile. It is forged. Your mind is no longer chaotic. It is disciplined. Your soul is no longer searching. It is certain. You have become the rare kind of human who doesn't just survive life. You command it. This world will remember you, not because of what you said, but because of what you became. A leader, a fighter, a protector, a creator, a warrior. Carry this truth with you. You do not fear the future. The future fears you. Every door that once stayed shut will open when you arrive. Every goal that seemed impossible will bow to your persistence. Every doubt that haunted you will disappear in the light of who you are now. You know who you are. You know what you deserve. And you know exactly how to achieve it. So, walk forward. Not softly, not hoping. Walk forward. Like you are exactly the person you've worked so hard to become. The era of hesitation is over. The age of the warrior has begun. This is your new truth. You are unstoppable. You are undeniable. You are unshakable. And no force on this earth can silence the soul that refuses to retreat. History has a new name for resilience. Victory has a new face. And destiny has been waiting for you. Go now, warrior. Conquer. Build. Shine. This life is yours. Take everything you were born to claim.